Hey guys, guess who? The guy who can't quit even after he gets his own cards full. This one even is full and it's gone over to just phone memory. So, yeah, the reason I wanted is because I can't stop sometimes, and that's part of the reason. Like, if I went out here every day, like I hang out with them every day, I kid you not. But if I were to go and get in their face all the time with the camera work and stuff like that, like it's very mind heavy work when you're at this level. And people can join this level, and if people want to make fun that I'm thinking that I'm special or whatever, aren't you special? Aren't we all just special? So go with it however you want, but if you keep coming back, then you know there's something special going on, and that's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about this fellow being special. I'm talking about special things. One of the things I recently talked about is, you see how this field has just been planted like that. If you went up to all of these plants, pretty much probably all of them, except for maybe that, I don't know, but pretty much all of them, you'll be able to pull out and see the remnants of a seed. And so when you start realizing that they're not actually all joined together, and they all have the same distance of a seed penetration, then you start to realize that they've been planted. The seeds don't somehow jump. And what you can do is you can go like this, and there's actually, I don't know if this one's showing much of it left or whatever, but somewhere around here was probably the seed carcass. Maybe that's it. But you can figure those things out at a certain stage of the plant before that all disintegrates. But along with that theory are those broken rocks that they actually cracked from right here, I guess. And more that they've tossed over the bank. Some of the ones that have been dug up, those are the dug up rocks like those ones there. And when you're out around here, you can sometimes notice the accumulation of gravel and dirt mix and stuff can be different. You might think, Tinman, you got to think about the rain and stuff. And I do think about that kind of stuff. And that stuff is part of their thing that they'll use in assistance too, for doing separating. I think in some ways they actually prefer it all to be separated. The sands and dirts and different sizes of sands to rocks and so on and so forth. Like they're an unbelievable being. And right now, we don't know if there's 100 in here or in the thousands. We don't know that. But I know in this area, there's going to be in the thousands. I don't know about hanging out right in front of us right now. But in the whole area of that, just in this valley area of where I'm living, where I do the majority of my work, yeah, they are in the thousands. And I don't get to see them. But I get to have ideas that they're around. I get glimpses of them, and I've got them on video, and numerous times. And I got some that are just awesome, some that are probably so awesome I haven't even seen them. Like I don't really necessarily edit all of my stuff into perfection when I'm doing this kind of viewing and stuff. Like right now, there's going to be some of my viewers that are going in, flicking over to Zoom now, and seeing what they can see back here. And somebody might have heard a bark a moment ago too. You know, different things say hide. Different things say whatever they're saying. I think it's mostly just be aware. So, it's just us also be aware, like they're being aware. And see what all of our awareness is about. It's a goofy time, guys. It's like, how can I talk normal? Who's talking with me? Who's carrying this conversation with me on my level? You know, it's a burden to be the very first carrier of information at a certain level and be trying to get people to join in. There's nobody that joins in on the same level as me as saying they're world farmers. Nobody. I dare to meet him. I dare to have conversations with the great minds of what's going on in our forest, not necessarily the great minds of a Bigfoot guy. Like, I wouldn't want to talk to, what's his name, that other Canadian guy that has the big name. I think he's off to lunch in a different field. He doesn't really, yeah, whatever. I'm looking for guys that are really into the biology understanding. People who really want to take it further. I can walk us out in amongst them. We can start to meet them, I think, on a different level. I believe it. I think I've set a pretty good grounds with them in some respects, so I have ways that I think I could start at least attempting. Whether I can ever knock on one of their doors and be greeted, I have no idea. But I have ideas how to kind of look in that door and decide if it's going to make sense or not to do that. Please like, share, sub. You know, I need to get some motivation on this, and how I get motivation is I get to start to realize that people are getting into it for some reason, or they're seeing it, or they're understanding it, or their own calculations in their own areas. Like, there's lots of areas out here that are affected, you guys. Lots of areas. All around the world, and people are noticing changes, but they don't realize it's to do with these rock breaking farmers, wear and tear beings of the world. It can be very confusing. Every day can be very confusing in life force. We already are aware of the confusingness. Are you a coward to working through being confused, or are you straight up powerful to try to figure out how to get through this confused time? Join the real movement, guys. It's time for the real movement, the real study. Peace out.